But I think for my brother, this is something he's been waiting for.
For months, whispers haunted the halls of Buckingham Palace, but now Princess Anne and Prince William have finally spoken. "He's not the man we thought he was," Anne revealed. What truth about King Charles shattered the monarchy's carefully protected image, and why was it hidden for so long? The letter that shook a future king. It all started quietly on a chilly February night. A plain envelope arrived at Adelaide Cottage, no royal seal. Number palace markings, just a single chilling phrase handwritten across the front. "My final confession." Prince William hesitated, knowing instinctively this was no ordinary message. Hours passed before he finally found the courage to break the seal. And when he did, the first sentence knocked the breath right out of him. "William, you must understand I had no choice." In that moment, William knew he was holding something far more explosive than royal gossip or family drama. These words were raw, painfully honest, and came directly from King Charles himself. But William could never have imagined just how deep. His father's secrets were nor how much this confession would append. Everything he believed about himself and the monarchy. But what Charles admitted next was darker and more devastating than William ever feared. Charles's shocking confession as William's eyes moved further down the page. A painful truth unfolded. Charles wasn't just apologizing for the mistakes of a failed marriage. He was confessing to decades of betrayal, carefully hidden behind the walls of Buckingham Palace. Charles wrote openly about Diana, admitting he had chosen duty over love, reputation over honesty, and the crown over his own family's well-being. But it wasn't Camilla who Charles described as the true villain in his story. It was the monarchy itself, an institution that demanded silence, secrecy, and sacrifice above all else. Charles painfully revealed how palace advisors pressured him relentlessly after Diana's death.
It's very hard to keep up, particularly when you try to dash about the country as well.
Instructing him to remain distant and emotionless in public, even as he privately crumbled beneath the weight of grief and guilt. Then came perhaps the most painful revelation of all. Charles confessed that Camilla wasn't simply the woman he loved after Diana. She was a carefully planned necessity designed to hold the monarchy together. Their relationship wasn't a romantic fairy tale, but rather a strategic arrangement, a cold-hearted decision to maintain appearances at any cost. Yet even this wasn't the end of Charles's confession. A single cryptic line near the end of his letter raised a terrifying question William had feared his entire life. The truth about bloodlines is more complicated than anyone ever told you. What exactly had Charles hidden from William all these years, and why was it coming to light only now? The bloodline mystery, those haunting words about the royal bloodline, stuck in William's mind like a splinter, impossible to ignore. Charles hadn't explained further, leaving William drowning in uncertainty. Suddenly, the old whispers resurfaced, speculations that had quietly surrounded William for years. Rumors about his true parentage. William had always dismissed the gossip. But now, facing his father's cryptic words, doubt took root. Was Charles implying that William might not be who he thought he was? Or was the truth even darker and more complicated? The lack of answers made William question every memory, every promise he'd been raised to believe. Unable to find peace, William became withdrawn, distant not just from palace duties, but from Catherine and their children too. One evening, alone in his study, he scribbled a single painful line in his private journal. "Who am I really?" And while William wrestled with his identity, another member of the royal family quietly stepped forward, ready to steady the crown as it shook on its foundations. Catherine's quiet rise as chaos gripped the monarchy. Catherine emerged as a beacon of stability. Without announcements or grand statements, her role shifted drastically behind palace doors. Quietly confident, she took on more duties, making key decisions, and speaking clearly in situations where others faltered. Public trust surged toward Catherine, with polls showing she now eclipsed Charles and even William himself at conferences, dinners, and royal meetings. It was Catherine who captured everyone's attention, not by demanding it, but by earning it. But Catherine's strength came from more than competence. It came from a secret validation, a handwritten letter from Queen Elizabeth herself, left years earlier and delivered privately to Catherine at just the right moment. You understand the people better than any of us ever could. You do not perform, you connect. These words weren't just praise, they were recognition. As Catherine quietly held the monarchy together, some whispered she was becoming the queen the people truly deserved. Yet Catherine wasn't alone in redefining the crown. She had help from an unexpected ally. Princess Anne's hidden influence, Princess Anne, known for her blunt honesty and independence, recognized Catherine's potential long before the others. Behind closed doors, Anne became Catherine's fiercest supporter, openly challenging royal advisors stuck in the past. Anne's message was simple yet powerful. Let the old guard hold the crown, the new guard must hold the country. While the palace grappled with scandals, Anne worked quietly to empower Catherine and guide William toward a different kind of royal leadership. Her quiet influence was reshaping the monarchy from within. Yet tension continued to rise, especially between William and his father. The William and Charles rift. Trust between William and Charles reached a breaking point when news broke of Charles's secret reconciliation attempt with Harry. William felt betrayed not by Harry's return, but by his father's secrecy. So it's peace for one son and silence for the other. William bitterly remarked. Their relationship grew colder, interactions fewer. Charles, weakened by illness and controversy, withdrew further from the spotlight, leaving William grappling alone with mounting pressure and unresolved family pain. It seemed the monarchy was fracturing faster than anyone imagined. And William now stood at the center of a storm he never chose but could no longer avoid. Secrets from Diana. Then came another shocking discovery. Letters written by Diana herself, hidden for decades. Among her words, Diana had prophetically warned about the pressures faced by women entering the monarchy. Beside one chilling line, "Protect her, or lose her too," was Catherine's name. William felt the weight of his mother's fears. Realizing she had seen a darkness in the monarchy, he was only now fully grasping. The note strengthened his resolve to protect Catherine, even as she quietly took on responsibilities that placed her directly in harm's way. Diana's voice from the past became a powerful reminder that the monarchy desperately needed change or risk repeating tragic history. Catherine becomes the anchor. As palace walls trembled, Catherine stood firm. Her genuine warmth and steady leadership drew admiration worldwide. The public wasn't just looking at her as the future Queen. They saw her as the heart of a new monarchy. Inside Buckingham Palace, envy and resentment simmered. Yet Catherine remained calm, unfazed by petty jealousies or palace politics. She didn't ask for authority, but when others stepped back or faltered, she quietly stepped up, becoming the monarchy's unspoken anchor. William leaned heavily on her strength, acknowledging openly, "She's the reason we're still standing." But just when it seemed the monarchy had found new stability, a final revelation threatened to tear it apart once more. The final revelation in a last desperate search of palace archives. Staff uncovered more hidden documents from Charles's troubled past papers, hinting at deep-rooted secrets surrounding Diana, Charles, and William's early life. Once again, unanswered questions and unsettling implications sent shockwaves through the palace as whispers of betrayal and hidden truths resurfaced. William felt the foundation beneath his feet crumble completely. Yet, instead of retreating further, he finally made a decision. He would no longer live in secrecy, no longer tolerate lies, even if it meant confronting his father directly. Catherine stood by his side. As he prepared to challenge generations of royal silence, knowing the future of the monarchy now rested in their hands. A monarchy at a crossroads. The British monarchy stands at a historic crossroads. With Charles's reign fading and William torn between tradition and truth, Catherine quietly holds the institution together. Her quiet strength and genuine connection have already reshaped public trust, but will William embrace the change or resist it? For the first time in generations, the monarchy must confront the question not just of who will wear the crown, but how they will wear it. Will it cling to secrecy or step boldly toward honesty and openness? The choice isn't just William's, it belongs to every heart touched by royal history, tragedy, and hope. The world watches closely as one chapter ends and another begins. Knowing this moment will define the monarchy for decades to come. Now, we'll ask you, should William continue tradition or embrace change alongside Catherine? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click another video on your screen right now.